up, Truth Talks fam? It's Bree Renee straight from the A. I'm coming at you live from our show. We about to go live on the show, y'all, where we keep it all the way real all the time. I got my Truth Avengers with me. We got Willie Mo Jr. in the building.
Hey, Bree Hive, what's happening?
Yes, y'all. Then we got Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
What's up, Bree Hive? It's your favorite doc.
And of course, we got the voice of Atlanta himself, Ryan King.
Hello
Ryan
again.
Cameron. Yes, y'all. So go head over to Fox Soul on YouTube. Search. What's up, friend? I see you, Summer Fresh. Yeah, go head over to Fox Soul on YouTube. I need y'all in the comments every single episode. I need to know if y'all agree with me or disagree with me. It's cool. We can argue like family do, because that's how we do it. All right. Stay tuned, y'all. We about to go live in 5 seconds. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all are part of history right here. This is big. Truth Talks coming at you live. Fox Soul, 8 p.m. every Monday through Friday in 5, 4, 3, 2.
And welcome back to Truth Talks. I'm Ryan Cameron, radio host and community advocate. And I've been on the radio for years. I mean, taking our listeners through decades of ups and downs for Black America. I pride myself in being the voice of the streets and representing topics that you can't get anywhere else on TV. And here I have my great co-host and our Truth Avengers. First, Bree Renee will tell you what it's all about on Truth Talk.
What's up, y'all? It's Bree Renee, and I'm excited. I'm a radio personality, talk show host now with my Truth Talks fam. And I just got to educate y'all, because this is the show where we kikiing and kakai about all the trending topics. And we break it down like you've never seen before, because we don't have no rules. Ain't nobody telling us what we can and can't do over here. We're going to keep it real. We're going to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, okay? And like I said, I'm an actress, and you might have seen me on Black Girl Stuff, which was on Revolt, but I'm representing for the millennials right here on Truth Talks. And that's one of the things I'm excited about, because we all come from different backgrounds and different perspectives. And like Black people, we are not monolithic. So we get to shed our light on how we really feel about these issues in our community.
And we got to introduce the rest of the panel. First of all, some powerful folks in the industry are sitting up here with us each and every night. Willie Moore Jr., ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, family, listen, just in case you didn't know, Willie Mo Jr. is on the radio, and now he got a TV show.
Okay.
Come on, somebody. Family, listen, I'm so thankful that I get the opportunity to be here. You may have seen me on BET's Kingdom Business. Of course, you may have seen me on a few other shows. But here's the thing. Today, I'm going to be in rare form. You know why? Because this here is Truth Talk. Yep. And I know you're tired of all that other talk that's being pushed on you every single day, and you know they not keeping it real. We gonna love each other. We may argue just a little bit, but I promise you it's done in fun, okay? And listen, before I introduce, or my other co-host is introduced, I gotta introduce you to Bralisha.
Yeah,
she is the belle that you never had. Yes, Lord. Now, listen, let me explain this, because I know this is a new show and this is a new experience, but the bell just simply means that was a great point, right? And so it's just kind of making sure that we highlight the point that sounds really good. So when you hear this, don't let it distract you. Just kind of lean in just a little bit, because we're trying to really highlight a point. Is that fair, yes or yes?
Yes.
Good. For sure.
Also, we got to introduce Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, or Always Viral. Always Viral Bryant.
Yes.
Dr. Cheyenne, what's going on with
What's
you?
up, family? What's up, Doc Squad? Y'all know it's your favorite doc. I'm here to bring the heat. I'm here to tell you what you need to know, not what you want to know.
Hey.
Come on.
And I'm here to disagree with everybody up here. That's what I am going to do. And I want to make sure I don't move too much, because I don't want nothing to come out.
Hey.
But
You look
I'm here with
good.
my Truth House family. Thank you, sis.
Surprise, surprise.
Y'all may have seen me on T-Mon Family Reunion, on my viral videos with Cam Newton, Nick Cannon, and I'm drilling, and I'm going to do it here with my Truth House family. So let's rock and roll.
Yeah.
This is the hour after happy hour. So tonight, get ready for some real talk. So let's kick it off. Y'all ready?
Yes.
All right, let's go.
Ryan, I'm super hyped about this story, because I don't know if y'all heard, but the apple bottom jeans and the boots with the fur. Right, they are coming back. That's right. Rapper Nelly made an announcement that he's relaunching his classic clothing line, but don't call it a comeback, y'all. I'm really excited, because that was really my whole childhood. Like, that was your first pair of like bad girl girl jeans. Like you wouldn't find if you ain't have a pair of apple bottom jeans. So I'm
Okay,
excited.
Listen here. Nelly started his apple bottoms line in 2002. 2 years after the Dr. B graduated from high school, so I was in them apple bottom jeans with the boots with the fur. And they are returning to stores next month. Nelly said the goal as a brand remains the same, to celebrate all women, all shapes, baby, and all sizes. Don't forget about the petite weeties, Nelly.
Yeah, one of the biggest April Fool jokes that we ever did was we had a Nelly apple bottom jeans contest, and we had hundreds of women show up outside of a nightclub to be the next apple bottom jeans.
Wow.
Because we said Nelly was going to be there. It was April Fool. They all lined up, and then we brought a goat with a gold chain on that said Nelly.
Okay, well, there has been a lot of talk, but is the fashion industry really living up to the size inclusivity promises? Because we've been saying for years and years and years that our bodies come in all different shapes and sizes, and we should all be celebrated. But when is someone really gonna get it right? Even on this show, it's hard for me to find clothes that fit me. I mean, we had a situation, Dr. Brown, where we had to switch pants because my pants didn't fit. So it's hard for us to, you know, as black women, to find clothes that fit our little waist, but our curves as well, and with being shapely.
And it's hard to find your shoe size in a 41 that fits mine in a 38, because baby, them shoes you be rocking be bad. I be like, I'm just gonna rock, I'm gonna steal them anyways and put some socks behind so I can fit them.
But you know, that's actually something I came, like, growing up, because I couldn't find clothes that fit me. I used to be like, at least my shoes gonna be fly. That was like to overcompensate for the fact that I couldn't always dress in some of the top designer outfits because they didn't make clothes for me, for my
What happened
size.
to those PZI jeans? Remember they had the PZI jeans,
Ryan,
and they was.
that's back before all of our time. What the hell are you talking about, Ryan?
That was a pretty.
I remember
PZI jeans was a big deal.
thing.
It was curvy, and I believe Portia was like the first PZI model because she had that real, you know,
Well,
that
let me
that
tell
thing,
you,
that
she
thing
was dragging that wag.
Well, maybe I didn't know about it because I was in high school. I was like a size literally 1, sometimes a 0.
Oh, no.
And I'm happy that I got to this age and gained some weight because I like it here. I like it here bad. I love it here.
I think we got to celebrate black designers like Nelly and even the Milanos of our generation, because they are actually making clothes for us that look good on us, that are by us.
But
and
didn't
fit
Beyonce
for
make
us.
clothes for us?
Yeah, she had Darion jeans for like 2 seconds.
She did.
Yeah, now she got Levi's. So we're going to move on. To 50 Cent, a.k.a. Curtis Jackson, he recently revealed that he turned down $3 million to stump for Trump. That's right, in New York's Madison Square Garden. Apparently, you know, he wanted to get that check, but 50 was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I like that.
Now, Donald Trump has walked out on stage at his campaigns to 50 Cent song, Many Men.
Oh, my God.
Playing in the background, and 50 Cent's claim he was approached to perform at the Republican National Convention. But 50 didn't need $3 million, and he said, I am so afraid of politics that he did not touch it.
Yes, and this is the thing, 50 Cent is a really good friend of mine, and I have to say one thing I really do love about 50 is that he can't be bought.
Yeah, I like
he
that.
stands 10 toes down on what he believes and who he is, and that man will go against anybody, but he can't be bought. And if he deals with you, he deals with you. And if he doesn't, Ryan, you know 50.
Everybody
he
know
doesn't.
it.
And we saw what happened when Chingy was supposed to perform for Trump, and the backlash that came, and he headed for the hills because people was like, nah, man, what you doing?
But let me ask you guys, is it irresponsible for 50 Cent to say he's afraid to talk about politics? Or do you think because of his celebrity status that he should hold a stance, you know, in such a crucial election year like now?
I think it's 50 Cent's right. Like, at the end of the day, if you don't want to share your light, then you don't have to share your light. I always tell people, you have a grace on your life that you do not have to share with everybody.
Ooh.
Many times we give this stuff out so freely because we think somebody is a little higher than us, but greater is he that lives in you than he is in the world. So I appreciate 50 saying, I know that this is a great opportunity possibly to touch some other fans, and I know I have fans on that side, but I can't touch it. I don't mess with it, and he stuck to his guns. I
like
appreciate
that,
50.
Willie. And I think it's crazy that Donald Trump came out to many men. Like, he want to be a fake thug so bad. Like, stop. He want to be celebrated for things that black people actually have lived for, and we get ridiculed for being
shot.
Yeah, and then we
getting
get
shot.
ridiculed for being for living this life like that.
He did not get
He
shot.
got grades.
He staged that, but that's a whole nother discussion.
Listen,
Willie.
moving right along.
He shot out. He shot out.
Listen, Grammy-winning producer Metro Boomin, who's also from St. Louis, is being accused of sexually assaulting a woman after she passed out drunk back in 2016. Now, Vanessa Lemistre alleges that she was assaulted when she was visiting Metro Boomin's studio back in September in 2016.
Now, she said she remembers consuming a shot of wine and half a Xanax in an attempt to lessen her sorrow at her son's death. After that, she said she passed out on a couch in the studio and woke up on a bed in a hotel with Metro, supposedly, allegedly on top of her, engaging in oral sex and other sexual activity.
Ooh, listen, y'all, but that ain't where it stops, because more and more women are speaking out about sexual assault from Black entertainers, and I think that they should speak out, and I think it's important.
Yeah, do y'all think that they've been maybe empowered by Cassie's bravery and speaking out against Diddy? Or do you feel like, because some people are saying that they're taking advantage of the Diddy's downfall and just this whole Me Too movement and just being bandwagoners. What do y'all think?
Well, I think for, the fact that Diddy had so much power and that so many people, there's a case that's out there about a 10-year-old who said that they were also drugged, and the family took him to Diddy because they said they were gonna make him a star. Yeah. And after he did what he did, allegedly, that the parents were afraid to contact the authorities because he was so powerful. Regardless of how you feel about the situation now, Diddy ran music. He ran music. They were paying him $50 million a year from Ciroc. So, to your point, it's like, I think the people are coming out now because they feel like they are tired of being silent. And if they've signed NDAs and stuff like that, they're saying, like, you know what? Forget the money. I want the justice.
Yeah, and I think some people are coming out because they were sexually abused and they feel like this is my opportunity to feel supported by the masses who are, saying Me Too. And I think some people are coming out thinking it's a check. Yeah. And if it's for a check, I think it's totally wrong. I think you out of pocket for that.
Well, here at True Talks, we love our conversation sprinkled in with just a little sprinkle of gossip. But we're also about the political news that impacts our everyday lives, so we're diving deeper into the issues that matter from our unique point of view. Up next, we go in on undecided voters. You don't want to miss it when we come back.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation. But blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School. College first-round draft pick. During the football season, I would stop eating. But I didn't know I was depressed. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father and as a husband. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal, love your mind.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
And welcome back to True Talks. MSNBC and CNN may deliver their news 24/7. But here at True Talks, we never tone down our politics or hold back from giving you the black perspective. During this whole roller coaster of an election, we'll have special guests break it down for us so that from grandma to Gen Z, we're getting more involved in the fight, all right?
Well, election day is approaching fast, and I don't know about you, but my stomach is starting to be in knots.
That's what Shanana.
Yeah, that's right there. Oh,
it's in knots.
Well, this isn't going to help ease the anxiety that I face, and maybe you're facing back at home. You might be surprised to learn that 6% of voters are still undecided. But what's more concerning is that another 10% say they could change their minds between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump with just days to go. That means 16% of voters in this country could go either way and turn the election either way. What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, first of all, when you go into that election place, you know, and then that ballot comes up, as I see people, you know, I was in there and out of there maybe in 3 minutes, right? Because I knew what I was going to do. But I saw people who was actually looking and trying to decide. And I think that's going to be a big deal to see who you're going to vote for once you actually, forget all the rhetoric and all the hate and all the campaign stuff, but who are you going to vote for when you actually get in that booth? Like Dr. B is always saying, who is the person that you feel is going to take the country in the best direction?
Yeah,
Right.
and I think that the folks who actually know Kamala's policies will vote for her because of that. The people who don't want to vote for Trump are going to vote for Kamala. And then I think the rest of them are obviously going for Trump. I do believe that there's going to be a lot of in-the-closet people who come out the closet on the ballot, but still be in the closet. But this is the thing, your vote is private. But once you put in a vote, it becomes public. Just know that. So who you vote for becomes public once you vote, you know?
Yeah.
And so you're out the closet at that point.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that it's a lot of millennials and Gen Zs that swing vote. And that's because a lot of my peers are getting their knowledge and information from social media. And clearly we have seen that it's been nothing but like a reality show. It's worse than Zeus out there just unfolding the whole thing. It's like baddies in politics in Washington. Like, it's really bad. So I think that's why a lot of my peers have been really undecided. And it's unfortunate because we really don't do our research on it. But I don't understand how in the world can you just be switching back and forth between Harris and Trump. I mean, one of them is a felon, obviously, and one of them is trying to make America a better place. This is why the millennial and younger votes, we feel so discouraged. Like, dude has 46 convictions as a felon. Like, there's no place else that he could be like the leader of a free world but America, where they obviously can do what they want to do. I think that's
and
crazy.
You know the first thing he'll do if he wins is pardon himself.
You're right.
Is just throw all that stuff out.
Well, I would do that. I'm just being honest. I mean, I would do that if I had the power. Hey, if I had the power to do it, if I had the relationship to do it, who wants to go to jail? I would pardon myself as well. But listen, the thing, look, I hate to say that, you know, she has to be, talking about Kamala, has to be flawless, and he has to become lawless, as our friend Van Jones recently said, right?
Yeah.
So what do y'all think about that? That her having to be flawless and Trump having to be lawless, I mean, do you think that's really something that's needed for either one of them to win?
Absolutely. That's what you have to be as a black woman in America to be successful or get the justice you deserve. You have to be perfect all the time. Listen, there's never been a president candidate that we've ever really truly liked. But all of a sudden we can't vote for her because we don't like her.
But I liked Obama. I personally liked
besides Obama. But I'm saying that's one out of 50 something. He was the anomaly. Like, we didn't really have to like Clinton, but we voted for him. We didn't really have to like anybody, Reagan or any of these other people. I wasn't allowed to vote then, but you know what I'm saying? We didn't know. Nowhere else has a white man ever had to make us like him. We never felt like that. But because she black, we gotta like her. Because she black, she had to have saved every black person she came in contact with when she was in office prior to, or was the judge. It's unrealistic, the standards that we put on her just because she's simply a black woman. I think that's unfair.
Bree, I hear you, sis. I totally disagree. I think that when you're in a place of leadership and you're running for office, that your responsibility is pressure. If you can't deal with the pressure, you don't need to be running for office. I don't need no leader who's running my country that I'm in, that I'm gonna benefit off your leadership, and you can't deal with pressure. So you in the hot seat, I need you to run your policies, run your legislation, and I also need you to be able to get up there and take the pressure.
But do you think Trump is under that same pressure? He don't gotta be perfect, clearly, he a felon.
The difference is Trump is running on being white, racist, and who the hell he is. Kamala's not running on that. She's trying to use identity politics, which is I am black, vote for me because I look like you, which should not work for most people with a freaking brain. And then she's also running on I have a freaking concert. When again, we should be voting for you because, sis, who are you? What is your character? At HBCU does not make you black, and it does not make me relate to you, period.
Dr. B, I understand exactly what you're saying.
Don't want to disagree, I don't care.
And I think you have some really valid points. But if she loses this election, we can only look at ourselves.
Absolutely.
We question if she's black enough, if he doesn't have policies. We went in there as black people. White people didn't have to do nothing to us because we tore down this young lady before she even got the opportunity. Here's the thing. When it came to Trump, he ran how he ran. He spoke to his base, and Trumpers are staying true to that, to what they believe. But I believe for us, questioning her on every single point was definitely unfair, especially when it came to her being black enough to run.
Absolutely. Ain't no president been black.
Well,
enough.
you stop questioning her and you go do what you gonna do. But me, I'ma always run the plays that say, why am I contributing to your campaign? You tell me why am I voting for you, and you tell me why I should support you. Because I have to align up with you, my values, because I represent who I vote for.
Yeah,
Well,
but
my
questioning her
thing
blackness
this,
is unique.
It is.
Yeah.
The person who I'm in love with is a person who holds a green card. And when a person comes in and says that they're going to do mass deportation on day one, even though they may not be crossing the border illegally, I have to say to myself, what's going to happen if she gets pulled over and somebody judges her and says, you know what, you should go back to where you're from, which is Australia. And of course, that is a concern to me. So when I went into that ballot box, the first thing I said was, you know, the person I love, I want her to be with me for the rest of my life. So I am not going to vote for somebody who says on day one, they're going to round up people who they believe are illegal, who are migrants, based on your opinion of, you know, they look foreign. So let's put them in a camp and let's put them in a plane and then let's take them back. For everybody who has Hispanic relatives who've been here for many, many years, for decades, who pay their taxes, who do everything they need to do, why would you vote for somebody that could send your loved one back just because you were born in America and your parents were, or they tried to escape oppression or murder or genocide? That's why I'm not voting for Trump.
Truth be told, they the illegal immigrants because they stole this country. But go ahead, Ryan.
Up next, why is it so hard to date in Black America? We'll find out. Swipe left on your Tinder profile.
Swipe, swipe, swipe.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices.
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie. Nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on, man, let's split a ride home.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
And we are back on True Talks, and tonight we're talking about black women and dating. We'll get into it with black women dating black men, but let's start with the facts. People seem to not account for, because I don't want to go in with the popular notion that black men don't want a black woman in their life. So let's check out the clip.
Not true.
I don't date black women now because of past experiences. They like to place that strong personality on you, and sometimes you just kind of, stand in a woman's place.
Okay, listen, first of all,
I don't know where we found this guy and where we found this clip, but I don't know where his mama and auntie is right now.
You better tell him where.
Here's the thing. We can't put a blanket on black women that's just for every woman, it's just this woman. Everybody is individual. Every culture has their issues. I am appalled at the fact that a black man would stand flat-footed on television and talk that crazy about a black woman. Yeah,
and Willie, let me say this. You know what I call him?
Yeah.
An angry black man.
Okay.
They say there's angry black women, but he's an angry black man. My thing is that from my space of the world I'm in as a psychology expert, that's called mommy issues. And that possibly can even be daddy issues. That's a man who does not respect or love his mother, doesn't understand that, didn't have a nurturing relationship with her, and he's resentful toward her. So that resent is projecting onto all the black women. And when he said they project their strong personality on me, that just told me that, bruh, you don't have the bandwidth to facilitate a woman who is strong. That means you're a pint and you're trying to be with a gallon. And a gallon and a pint don't mix. When a gallon pours all of itself into a pint, guess what? It overflows the pint. There's no capacity.
You ain't got the hands to hold it.
When the pint pours everything it has into the gallon, guess what happens?
You swallowed up.
It's this much. And the gallon has this much left that's not filled up. So for men like that, that's not about race. That's about capacity, and that's about healing from your mommy issues. Bruh, get it together.
Get
There's
help.
a lot of black women out there who are strong and who are hybrids, like myself, who are submissive and also alpha. A hybrid is an alpha submissive. So if you run into someone like me, you'll get strong and you'll get caught down.
When you said hybrid, I thought you were talking about electric and gas. But he sounded like a man baby. You know, we talk about man babies a lot on this show. That man, he was very man baby, and probably the first time somebody said no to him, he was like, I'm going to another race.
And the issue is, like, I feel like black men sometimes want to benefit from this strong black woman, and then you want to still chastise us for being that. Like, we had to be strong. We got to run the household. We got to get out here in the workforce and compete with other people. And you want a boss chick, but then you don't want to deal with what that comes with. And I feel like you said it's lack of capacity because you benefit from her raising your children. You benefit from her balancing them checkbooks and still coming home and making a house a home for you.
But I do want to say this, Bree, in defense to the black men who are good men, who do love black women, I want to say black women do need to learn how to be in hybrid, meaning that when you come home, daddy needs to be daddy, and he should be the king of the house, and he shouldn't have to roar to let you know that. He should walk in, and it should be, hey, baby, how was your day? It could be king, daddy, honey, whatever you call him. It should not be nitpicking. It should not be this strong black woman from when he walks into the door. And when he does have an issue, black women in general, need to learn how to fall back. Sometimes he needs to sit in his space and in his own quiet time and process things. Let him tag you in. We don't always have to be the dominant one in the relationship. I think we need to let them be that so they're not fighting for that space, because a man should never have to fight for a man's space. You should make space for that man to be a man.
But what if he hasn't really earned it or live up to that role?
Hold on.
I'm saying living up to that role as a black woman.
But I'm saying as a black man, we're talking about this.
You shouldn't have chose that man.
That's what I'm saying.
How the conversation started was this black man's clip, right? No black man in any relationship wants to feel like he's in competition with somebody that he loves. If you're out there and you're trying to make your way, you know, Michelle and Barack are the goals, where Michelle had her own life and Barack had his own life, but he didn't just say, okay, I'm doing all this and you fall back. Nobody wants to be in a situation, I love you, I'm providing for you, but you need to go out there and make your own life and your own lane. And I don't ever want to be in a relationship where I feel like I'm in competition with somebody.
I've been in a relationship like that, and here's the thing. That was the toughest relationship that I had ever been in my life. Because here you are attempting to provide, being the priest, the provider, and the protector. As the Bible tells us to be, we got to be a priest, provider, and protector. But when you come home, there's no appreciation. There's no celebration. And everybody wants to be celebrated and not just tolerated.
That's right.
So when you move into this relationship and you only tolerating the person, for some men who haven't cleaned out their little boy, they go find their celebration elsewhere, and then now everybody's going crazy, but it's been years and years and years of just being tolerated.
I don't think it's true that black men don't want black women. If we look at the population, there are 88 black men for every 100 black women. You know, that 1 out of every 55 black men are in prison, which means that 33% of the prison population are black men when we only make up 12% of the American population.
Wow.
Of that 12%, there are 1.2 million blacks that self-identify as LGBTQ, and many black men do not as readily self-identify as LGBTQ compared to black women.
Now that's the problem. That's the problem. Listen, my best friends are gay. Okay, my cousins is gay, and y'all see me on one of the shows, I don't want to name it, fighting for the LGBTQ rights, and check somebody because they said some slander words to the gay community. But let me say this, if the brother's gay, you cannot be in the closet. That is so unhealthy and so unsafe to a woman, not just our body, but our hearts and our minds. When we're investing in you, we're investing in you as a straight man who is going to enter into a straight relationship and build a family with us. We are not investing in you to be in the closet. We are not paying your rent to stay in that closet.
But when it comes to dating as a black woman, especially in my demographic as a millennial, I feel like a lot of us as women are outperforming, being more ambitious than our counterparts. And it's like the black men my age, they just simply, they lack direction, they lack goals, they lack what they gonna do with their life. So it's like, it's hard for me to come home and treat you like a king and you lost. I'm the one who gotta lead the way. So I feel like either learn how to be house husbands or get out there and actually.
Wait,
It's not fair because we don't get, as black women, I was taught to be independent. I'm part of that generation that had to be independent. You gotta provide for yourself. Don't wait on a man for nothing. Make sure you take care of yourself.
But were you taught to choose right? Because you shouldn't be choosing a man that you can't treat like a king anyway.
Yes, but what I'm telling you is that, do you know how hard it is to find a man
and you know why?
27, from 25 to 35, they damn near lost. They have no idea who they are.
Choose over 35. Choose over 35.
But do you know why it's so hard to find it?
Why?
It's because all the black men out there, there's a hotation, all right? There's a hotation, and if you got all these women to choose from, it's almost like a basketball team. You got a starting five, you got your summer, you got your G League, and
not the G League.
Nobody ain't trying to settle down because if you juggling women all around the town, and nobody is trying to settle down because it takes
every man.
No, I'm not saying that's every man, but I'm saying when you talk about it's hard to find a man like that, when I know I got all of these things to choose from, it's gonna be hard for me to settle down on one particular piece of fruit when I know I like pineapple, I like strawberries.
Those are the ones who have their stuff together.
I don't think all men are there. Here's the thing. I know men who are very successful and their woman is a lot more dominant at home and they're okay with that. But then I also know men who actually just take care of the kids at home. But I tell men all the time, you still have to be the priest, provider, and protector. That's just our role and responsibility. You don't have to be degraded because you are better with raising the children. Even though roles are reversed, I don't think people should be demasculated because of the gender roles. Like some people are better at other things. For me, I was really, really good with the children. Of course, I was a priest, provider, and protector. But when it came to paying bills, she was better than me than I could ever be. She could budget. She could do what she's supposed to do. So when it comes to gender roles, I think a lot of times we think it has to be a certain way. So if there is a man who's treating you right, loving you correctly, he may not be as ambitious. It's because you may be the person who's supposed to be out there. Dave Myers and Joyce Myers are a really great couple. Joyce is in front. She's doing all of that. Dave will sit in the back, and he's kind of he's not a beta man. He's an alpha when he needs to be, but he's the best support system for the calling that Joyce has. So when it comes to the man of your dreams, he may not be high and mighty because you're high and mighty. And he's the person who's going to support you. He may not be the person who's going to sit out in front. He'll be the person that'll get your bags and make sure that everybody on this set treats you correctly.
Well,
he might be a silent killer. I just think sometimes, hey, listen. I'm looking for. I ain't gonna let you choose wrong, but I think sometimes women have this really skewed imagination to believe that this man has to do this.
I love that, Willie, because I call that the fantasy ideology. That they come into with this fantasy ideology and they clothe every man with, and if that man can't fit that idea, then they gaslight him and say he ain't shit, he ain't nothing.
But I think
we're not saying you're doing that, Bree. What I'm saying is, if the man isn't up to par to what's conducive for you, baby, then you just hands up, don't choose him, and understand that you're gorgeous, you're fly, you're amazing, you have no kids, you are in demand. You can pick who you want and do it just like that.
I got a question. Do y'all go on dating apps?
I'm not doing that.
No. You know what?
Instagram is a dating app.
I've gone on
That's
one.
a DM.
No, I've gone on one. Right? It is a dating app. Instagram, they be all in the DMs. But I've gone on one dating app and went on a date, thought it was a guy, and ended up being a stud woman. And so I got there, I was like, oh, okay, but she was so cool. We ended up eating and drinking anyway. We just ate and drank, and I just said, hey, you know, you cool. I'm a heterosexual woman, but I'm already out looking fly. We can have some food and some drinks, and we ate and drank and just never talked again. And it wasn't because she was gay, just because I was looking for a man.
I was totally against dating apps until my dear brother, he'd been married now for 10 years, and he met her on a dating app.
Wow.
They met 3 months later, they got married, and it was beautiful. And then I seen some tragic stories where, you know, cats been getting catfished.
Hey, let me tell you something. I was on a dating app before I got into my committed relationship.
Say it ain't so.
With my lovely, lovely lady. And it was one of those things where you pay to be on the dating app. It was was so many women that were on there, and they were looking for men. So my friend who owns the agency was like, hey, why don't you just come on and go on this date with a couple? So I had white, black, Asian. I went on, and guess what was consistent? All of them was lying. All of them was lying.
On their profile?
Lying, and lying.
I
They
love
paid
you.
$10,000 to tell lies.
Oh,
Ryan, I love you.
wait.
A lot more to talk about with
Really?
this story because there may be some new options for dating in the black world. So keep your lying self watching this TV. We'll come right back.
Don't go nowhere.
Don't lie.
Oh, just lying.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
And we are back on True Talks. Let's continue our conversation about the black women in the dating world and the limited options to date black men.
So hard.
Listen, are you two looking to date black women again, or is that too much oversharing? I know you married, you dating, but are y'all both looking to date black women? Well, you already got a beautiful Australian beauty.
I'm good.
Willie,
Good.
are you looking to date black women again?
I yield
or
my
is
time.
that, right? He done found him.
I'll be honest, yes. I think black women are beautiful. I
Yes.
think
2 times.
Black
that
women are
black
beautiful.
women have something on the inside of them that I need. There's
is
some
that?
experiences that I would like to share. And, you know, I like to be able to talk to a woman who understands culturally, like, you know, where I came from. You know, the thing for me, I grew up with 2 ex-sharecroppers from Mississippi and Louisiana. So my roots run deep with African American. Like, even though I went to predominantly PWI, University of Mississippi, my mama just was very, very black. She was like, hey, don't bring, you know what I'm saying? Don't bring, don't do that.
Don't bring her home. We know.
But here's the thing. My son, he 21, and he just like, Dad, see, all that attitude you dealing with and all that, you ain't got to worry about it if you come over here, because he only dates outside of black women. So I'm like, son, I'm a little too old for
Wait,
that.
Ryan, I want to ask you, because I know that your beautiful wife is not black, right?
No,
She's Australian.
She's Creole and Mauritian. So she is black.
Where Mauritius from? What is that?
But right outside of Madagascar, you seen?
Oh, that's the Africa.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah.
I'm not
But
gonna
she-
play with you. So
but-
she mixity, but
That's
there's some black.
black.
No, but
let
she's
me say
black,
this.
but she's from the country of Australia.
Okay, but
Yeah.
culturally,
Yeah.
do you feel like, you know, that she relates to the black culture? Because she's from another country. You're
She has
black American.
She has no want or desire to do anything American. Her favorite brand is Fashion Nova.
Me too.
And I appreciate that
That's very
because,
American, though.
you know, but I'm saying, like, she's not Gucci and Prada, and
Oh, gotcha.
she doesn't embrace any of those things. One of the things that I learned from relationships is that a lot of times men confuse drama and walk around on eggshells and having all kinds of stuff going on. You know, when you find somebody that gives you peace, you believe that's boredom. No, it's not boredom. It's what peace is supposed to be like. That's what the relationship is supposed to be like. It's not supposed to be sitting outside your house deciding whether or not you want to walk in or not. I mean, that's what a lot of people, they're used to having all of that foolishness. And when you find peace, sometimes you be thinking you're bored, but no.
It's healthy. That's called healthy.
That's what it's supposed to be like.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. In the media, they are starting to promote more interracial dating and relationships more and more. So maybe your son is picking that up from social media. I don't know, but y'all, I think it's really hard. Like I said, as a black woman, I don't want to date outside my race. I really do want to marry and procreate with a black man, but I find it hard because I feel like I have dated down a lot. Even when I've dated men who had more, it's still emotionally and intelligently or spiritually, it was still like dating down to the point that my peers, my family members were like, baby, you deserve better than this. And I think that's because I often didn't see the queen inside of me.
If you want someone to love you unconditionally, guess what you got to show them? All your conditions. And I think that if we show all of our conditions.
Stop. There you go.
Yeah.
Now you get me now, child.
And I'm just saying, so the more of your conditions that you show, the more human you are. And you got to remember, love is connected at the human level, which is relational, not at the transactional level, which is intellectual. And so again, I was able to show my fiance, like, I'm a abandoned little girl. You sure you want to marry me? Because Cheyenne, the grown woman, is very loving and she's very rational and she's emotionally intelligent. But when that little abandoned girl comes out, she is irrational, she's not emotionally mature, and she pops off and she may say some things that didn't even happen because she needs reassurance. Because she's still broken. And guess what he said? I want it all. But had he said, I only want the good, I would say, bro, it's a package deal. The grown me and the little girl me comes together. You could take us all or you take none of us.
I love that. I know you said love has no color, but I'm hoping my love come in black.
You know what I'm noticing, though? There's so much media propaganda going on. So either they're showing interracial relationships or they are promoting homosexual black men over heterosexual men. It adds like the Ritz cracker commercial.
Where there's love, there's family. Join us in helping create a more welcoming world at tasteofwelcome.com. Ritz, a taste of welcome.
You know what we're seeing now? We're seeing, I mean, not to your point about, you know, love, but in the marketing. And I've sat at these tables where people are trying to come up with a commercial. They're trying to check all the boxes. So you got a white woman and you got a black man and you got an Asian woman. It's couples that you would say, I don't know if this will really play in the real world, but because they're checking all the boxes and we got all these different people in it, now it's marketing. You know, it may not necessarily be reality, but it checks all the boxes to try to sell your product.
Honestly, I do feel like it's representation. I know it goes against what a lot of people say, but I am a child who was raised in an LGBTQ home. I had two moms, and growing up in the 90s, like, that was ostracized. Like, everybody thought it was so weird. They didn't even want their kids to come over. It was like COVID. Like, they thought you could catch it. It was very taboo, and I often grew up feeling like there was nobody else like me. I did not know one other child like me, or I never saw anybody like me on television, and I grew up just to be perfectly fine. And I'm heterosexual at that. So I feel like it is refreshing sometimes to see this colorful world depicted in ways on television, because it will make a child that's growing up in a household like that feel like, okay, I'm normal.
Yeah, and you're right, Bree, because when you first told me that you had two mamas, you know, and I've been in my field for a long time. I'm very diverse. Both of my best friends are lesbians, with women, with wives, with kids. Very similar to your situation. But the first thing I said, I was like, well, are you? And you said, Doc, I'm straight. I'm straight.
I want a man.
But I just asked because I look at it from learned behavior. Not that every kid in a gay household turns out gay. They usually don't. But for me, you're right. I kind of looked at it like, oh, well, like more from a positive perspective, like, oh, well, you've seen gay, healthy relationships. Like, did you want that?
No, I
never
did.
Can you say what you said your mom said about gay relationships? When you were like, maybe I just have to try a woman. When you were joking, and she was like, girl, it's hard over here.
So a lot of people felt like the more you see, and I think that's still a rhetoric now, they think that the more you're exposed to gay, the more it's going to make you want. You're going to be what you see. You're going to want to experiment. I have never been with a woman. I have never had any desire to be with a woman. Although I have eyes, I can see that you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, I can give you those compliments, but I have no sexual attraction to women. And I feel like it's time for us to show these cases more so we can dismantle all these taboo ideas.
Let me ask you something, Doc, about this. I mean, because when you talk about people being in the closet and not standing in their truth, I was at a remote one time, and a person came up to me and they said, "You don't remember me, do you?" And I was like, "Nah." They said, "We used to work at Six Flags together." And I was like, "Okay."
I worked at Six Flags,
But
Ryan.
they were like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Okay." And they said, "I'm Tony now." It was a woman who worked at the park with me, who had for all these years gone through, you know, this whole identity thing of trying to be who they really wanted to be,
So
and they
she's
just
a transgender or transsexual now, one or the
has
other.
had everything. The body parts
One
have
or
been
the other.
changed, the whole
So
entire
that's a
nine.
transsexual.
And then I said to them, I said, "So how do you feel?" Right? And they looked at me and they said, "Free."
And I love that you asked that, because you know, before they go into surgery, because I have a good friend of mine named Chris, who was a boy our whole life, and Chris is like 6'3", 200 pounds. He was a dude with a deep voice, you know, brother. And he has transitioned into a full woman now who is named Vanity, the whole thing. And before he went through his full transition, he had to go through a year of therapy to make sure that psychologically he was ready and it wouldn't cause such a transition in his life that he became suicidal or deeply depressed. That stuff is real. And a lot of times they do feel trapped in a body that they don't resonate with, and in a life that they cannot identify with. And so, again, it's none of our places to help them identify with who they are. The only concern I have is when they become transsexuals or transgenders, and they start to tell women to call our vagina the third hole, because their hole is supposedly like the second hoe. And for me, it's like, wait a minute, real women who got the real vajayjays, this is our vagina. Y'all can come on over here if you want to. We not, you know, we're not saying you can't, but this is our vaginas, and y'all got the third hoe. We got two.
Yeah.
Only two.
And to your point about that, like, it's really hard dating, right? And I was telling my mom, like, I can't find a good man to save my life. And I was like, maybe I should try dating women. She was like, you're going to have just as many problems with a woman as you are with a man. And now I'm like, do I have to go looking in the prison for a man if I want to date a brother? Because that's where they say all the men is at.
You ain't doing no bidding. You ain't doing no bidding.
I ain't doing no bidding.
So while you saying that, there is an app for that too.
Really?
For
What
the
is it
prison.
called, Willie?
Yeah, loveprisoner.com. It's out there.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I'm just playing. I think that's kind of dumb. Because if I can't call you, you can't pay my bills, you can't protect, provide, what was the other, be a priest.
Right.
You can't hold me at night. What can you do for me behind closed doors?
You always know where they at.
Wait, let me ask y'all this. Hold on, let me ask y'all this.
I always know where you at.
Wait,
what
bring
you
what
doing.
Ryan King. Do y'all remember Jeremy Meeks, the prisoner that became a model?
Yeah, the prison
He
baby.
was fine.
Wait, became a model for those men who are in shape?
He looked good. He was fine. He was prison.
I think he's still, now let me say this, with all due respect to the light-skinned brothers, he cute, but I like chocolate.
I told you
so
I
he
like my
cute,
hot
but I
dogs
like a
burnt.
chocolate,
Me
baby.
too, but
I
he
need
was
that
fancy.
chocolate, but he's
was.
very cute.
So with all that, do you think it depends on what they're incarcerated for?
Wait. If they're in jail, hold on. I would.
So if they're in jail for PP fraud or check fraud or something, is that different than murder or?
It's definitely different.
Right, Ryan. So I don't know, because so one of my board members did 30 years for murder, and when we first had a meeting about him being on the board, he said, "Can everybody leave? I want to talk to Doc on our own." And I sat there and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" And he said, "I just want to tell you because I want to be transparent. I just got out literally about 2 years ago." I said, "Okay, for what?" I said, "For what?" He said, "For murder." And I said, "Oh, okay. So what are you telling me for?" He's like, "Because I want to be right. I want you to hear from the streets that you got a murderer who is a VP of your nonprofit." And I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, can you keep running the board?" He said, "Yeah." I left him the whole nonprofit. That man is doing amazing. However, if a man did prison time and came out and reformed, and he was a good citizen and doing his thing, I damn sure would date him. I would not judge him for that. And from what I was told, okay, this is gonna be a little bit spicy, but I was told they got that real good prison D. So if he's a good man and he ain't going back and he gonna do good,
in a while, he ready to tear them walls down.
That was so inappropriate, but I don't care.
But the key thing is you gotta be out and you gotta be free. Okay, I don't want to talk to you.
And you gotta make sure you're not going back.
And you're not going back. And you got a plan. But you guys have also also have to take into effect how social media has disrupted the norms of dating. Like, everyone is one swipe away from making a better deal, or what they think is a better deal. You know what I mean? The grass always look greener on the other side until the next pretty pic pops up. Dudes be ghosting and be pulling all kinds of stuff that our parents didn't have to really navigate through. Like, now guys think that they checking in on you if they watching your story. It's like, no, you ain't picked up the phone to call me, see how my day going. But I know you doing good, or I know what you're doing because I saw your story. But it's like, no, I feel like these type of issues are pushing us further and further apart. Like, let's get back to like really dating, really courting. Like,
wait, Bree, but speaking of this whole checking on you, do you like a man who checks on you a lot and daily? Because I always say Willie knows I like to be loved. How, Willie?
Like this.
Like
I don't know how that child like to be
this.
loved.
Don't play, Willie.
Every time she put her finger up to the neck, I get another thought.
No, don't think that, Ryan. Like this, I don't like to be loved at a distance. So for me, I like a
close, though.
Yeah, I like a man who loves me up close, meaning check on me. You be with me when certain people check on me all damn day. You know.
I want to be
so
checked on.
I like that. Check on me, call me,
be
text me, FaceTime me, ask me am I okay. I don't care what time of day it is.
To me, that's part of the provision
I love
that he talks about.
Yeah,
that's
don't love me from over here talking about, oh, I thought you were busy. No, it doesn't matter if I'm busy. Interrupt my day.
Yeah. So, Bree, I got to ask you this. I'm single. Give me some advice on how I can find a new one. Equally yoked and ready for all that comes with me. Pretty Willie, Willie Mo Jr., kids, 3 businesses. How do I find her?
Well, Willie, I think you were doing a good job, and I actually need to be asking you for some advice because it seems like you got yourself way more together. Yeah. But I think that you are being honest and transparent about who you are. I think women, especially black women, we are very understanding once we know what it is. Like, if you come out into the open, come and being honest, like, listen, I'm recently divorced. This is what I'm dealing with. These are my kids. This is the relationship between me and her. I feel like we are understanding of that because you a man with a plan. I could ride with a man with a plan, but I think that it's when you start to lie, hide, cover up, not being truthful, that we run into those issues.
Say, Willie, I think you have to be very transparent.
But here's another thing too that I learned from my therapist, and she was saying to me when I was like, I can't find a relationship, I can't find a woman. She said, okay, you work for the basketball team 42 nights a year. You work for the football team 8 games a year. You work for the radio station 50 weeks a year. And she said, who would want to date you?
Wow.
Because you got a weekend off here, now you want a lady in your life. Something has to give. And when y'all have great schedules, but there's no way that somebody's going to be able to say, hey, you know what? I know Bree's doing movies. I know she's doing talk shows. I know Willie's got all these businesses. I want to date them. Until something goes away, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm in that phase right now where...
Ryan, I got to disagree with that because, Ryan, you know a lot of my business because we're close, okay?
Yeah.
I'm dating. You know I'm dating. You're there when the people I'm dating is... Oh, I just told myself, the people I'm dating, sorry, y'all, whatever.
And there's the point. See, that ring the bell. That's what I'm talking about. The people I'm dating. So again, Dr. Bryant has a hotation. Okay?
I need the people.
She's got a hotation.
I need a roster. We love a girl with a roster.
Up next is your turn. We want to get to your truth about your relationship issues. You don't want to miss this. So as we go through her hotation, we'll be right back.
We love a roster.
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School. College first-round draft pick. During the football season, I would stop eating. But I didn't know I was depressed. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father and as a husband. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal, love your mind.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
And welcome back. We've asked our truth tellers to write in about their relationship issues, and my co-hosts are ready to dish out some advice. So we're about to hit it or quit it. Y'all ready?
Yes.
Thanks, Ryan. What's up, truth tellers? Now I have a call for help here from an anonymous viewer. Relationship issue as a married woman. I hate this time of the year. Pro football, college football, baseball playoffs. It feels like I haven't said a word to my husband for 2 months. And it's not that I don't keep myself up, because I get a lot of attention on social media. I want to ask, since I'm not receiving attention from him, should I lean more into that social media DMs? What y'all think? I personally think she needs to get a blanket, get a pillow, snuggle up under her man, and she needs to learn some football. If she doesn't know, ask him some football, cook him a meal, make him something, and then when she gets up and takes that blanket off from laying on that pillow, she should have nothing on and walk right across that TV and go get him what he needs, get him a beer, make him a drink. My dad loved Jack and Coke, make him some Jack and Coke with 2 ice cubes, sit down with him, sis, have a drink, and on halftime, sis, be on your knees. Okay, I'm back, y'all. I'm sorry.
Yes, I agree, Dr. Brian. I feel like at least you know where your man is at, child. He at the house. Like you said, hopefully he done pay some bills because y'all got cable. He watching the game. So I feel like you said, snuggle up, pick a team, root for the team, or make it fun and pick the other team. Like I like to be, I'm a competitive person, so I like to root for the team that you don't want to win. So now we in the house like, yeah, no,
and you can even bet him. You can even bet him like who's gonna win.
Make it sexy, make it fun.
No, so the question is she really looking to cheat?
It looked like she sounds like she's looking for a reason.
She wants somebody to give her some attention. I remember what Aisha Curry was talking about. It went viral when she said that wasn't nobody sliding into her DMs no more. And I'm like, you got the life that so many women would love to have, and you got a man who's loyal and faithful. You talking about nobody's paying any attention to me. Like, what is it that you really want?
You know what I've been noticing now in relationships, because there's so many options online. So the optics, right? Like the eyes are the lamp of the body. So you looking at all these different options who not really options. Right. Sis, let me tell you something. If you got a man that's at home watching sports, you are in a good space. But if you focus on the immediate, you're going to miss the ultimate. Ultimately, he going to preach, provide, protect, take care of what he needs to do. But if you slide in them DMs, you might mess around and get a boy and miss your man.
Yeah, because quantity does not always equal quality. So like you said, just because there's a lot of people sliding in your DMs, girl, they ain't going to be able to hold a conversation. They trying to look for a house to come live. They trying to come live with you. So like you said, stick with what you got at home.
And here goes my psychology hat real quick. Listen, woman, girl, sit at home with your man, have a conversation with him, and say, let me negotiate, baby. I'm going to sit at home with you on Monday, Thursday, and Sunday, because football is 3 days a week.
That's right.
And Saturdays, too, for college. There's days on Tuesdays and Thursdays, or no, Tuesdays and Wednesdays that I want to do these things. Can we negotiate these things? A relationship's all about communication, negotiation. Get in there and figure out where y'all can find common ground so you can have a healthy, amazing relationship, and put some lingerie on when you do it.
And you know, I'm in so many sports fields right now, football and college and professionals, but I would say to anybody out there that's entertaining this, I always tell this to my single friends when they be trying to slide in the DMs and they be swiping on all these bikini pictures. GPTP.
What that mean?
Get past the physical.
Oh.
If you get past the physical, because once you unveil those layers and you figure out it's more than the pretty face, and y'all just sitting up there looking at each other after y'all done had y'all little fun, and you let GPTP, get past the physical, because you're gonna have a conversation. If you don't have a Bree Renee or a Dr. Brian, you can be like, hey, so what you about to do?
Okay, hashtag GPTP.
There you go. And you might end up with one of these dudes in your DMs and find out that he ain't watching the football game. He at the football game with a whole nother woman, and you at home on the couch trying to figure out what you're doing on your Sunday. So you got to be grateful for the things you do have and try to find the positive in your man. Like Bree said, he's at home with you, girl. That's what everybody wants.
So I got to ask my friends at home, what do you think of this advice? Why don't you do me a favor? Like, put it in the comments to make sure that we're scratching the itch that you may have as it pertains to this relationship because it's a lot of stuff going on. We would love to hear from you.
Yes. Hashtag GPTP.
Get past the physical.
But I want to ask y'all men something real quick. So if y'all were not football fans, and your wife or your woman was, and she just needed football Monday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, how would you deal with that? Would you gonna cut up on the couch next to her with a pillow and a blanket?
I'm gonna get in there with her. So here's the thing. My ex-wife was a makeup artist. I know everything about makeup because I got into her world. I think it's kind of selfish when we expect our woman to be all in, our world but never get into theirs. I believe this. A good man is gonna have a vision for the home, but he's going to be able to put you in the vision so your dreams, goals, and visions can also be fulfilled. So when she wanted to do makeup, I can know exactly how your eyelash is supposed to be.
You know what a cut crease is.
I'm like, come on, you supposed to hit it right here.
Yes, Will, you gonna do my makeup for our next show?
Now, one thing I never did is makeup. Now,
You
I'm
ain't
not
gotta
gonna
do
do
makeup,
but I know what look right.
But you need to
that.
teach a class on men how to, like you said, make sure that they not the star and they can make their woman a star sometimes. Sometimes you gotta be involved with her.
You gotta know deep on the inside who you are.
That's right.
Like there's a lot of insecure men who got a whole lot of money, whole lot of status, whole lot of this, but when you really get in there with him, you realize, oh, he's just an insecure
and Willie,
little boy.
that's called high value, low functioning, which you just described.
That's called Donald Trump.
High value, low functioning. Exactly. Yep.
I love it.
But the thing is, I love football, and so for me, I couldn't date a man who didn't love football or sports. Like I would be like, bro, part of my deal breaker is you have to love sports. If we're not going to a sporting event,
I want to go to the game.
If we're not basketball, football, I can't. Are we not talking sports? I just can't. What are we talking about here?
All right, y'all. It's closing time. So we will see y'all next week for more deep conversations on Truth Talks. It's Friday, y'all. So, y'all have a great weekend. And make sure you don't miss our special election night coverage. Good night.